Hello, and thank you for tuning in once again. You are tuned in to Esoteric Guidance. Let me see about letting some more light in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Come on, fifth dimension. Let the sun shine. So, I have been. Oh, that's not good. I just put the curtain in the curtain in the ashes. That has some significance. I'm not sure what that means, but I have been in the last 24 hours specifically. Holy Spirit, highest divine white light, my ancestors, everyone has really changed my focus to focusing on the divine masculine and divine feminine connection. Okay, and this is for me as well. Okay, but it's for the collective. It's for all of us. Okay, and yeah, all right. So I am a Sagittarian sun sign, and so I mention that because of what I'm going to say after, so I'm prefacing something. And so I'm doing some skincare routines and things like that and I choose to work with all natural things. Okay, so castor oil, sesame oil, avocado, although I choose to work with those types of things as opposed to, I don't know, for women, Revlon products or whatever. I don't know anyone who makes skincare products for men. I know Squash, the soap manufacturer Squash, they make some products focused on men and that sort of thing. But I mentioned my sun sign because Sagittarians are very conscious, not that any other sign isn't, but we are very, very conscious about our appearance. Sagittarians, every Sagittarian I know, with the exception of maybe one, but he functions in only dark energy, and he's a cousin who was born on 11/24, and him and I used to get into fights as with one another as kids all the time when I lived in the projects. Okay, and so with the exception of him, again, he focuses in dark energy constantly since birth. By the way, that cousin was born with a lightning bolt, a white birthmark lightning bolt down the middle of his forehead. No lie. No lie. Okay? I'm getting Zeus. No lie. A white thunderbolt down the middle of his forehead. Okay? And I don't know, we were born 5 days apart. Same year. 11/24/79, 11/29/79. Okay? But highest divine white light and on my spirit guides are having me really, really, really focus on the divine unions between the divine masculines and divine feminines at this time. It's 102 degrees outside and 108 degrees. 102 degrees outside and 108, 1 o'clock, right? The hour of 108 in the afternoon. That's MST, Mountain Standard Time, currently. Okay? And again, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time or haven't been a part of a face-to-face interaction, right? Yet, that's the reason why I have my shirt off. I am in an RV. I've been in this RV in the desert, as it is, okay, in Arizona for the last 11 months. Again, after giving everything that I owned away, including car, dog, motorcycle, and she's not a dog. My spirit animal, which is a Cane Corso, her name is Sadie. Okay, that name might be significant for you, or you might be a dog lover. I am drawn to the working class dog, although I love all classes of dogs. I am drawn to the working class breed of dog more than any. Okay, boxers, Cane Corsos, Borbals, Dobermans. We grew up with Dobermans, several of them. Burmese Mountain Dog, Giant Schnauzer. I'm naming a couple of my favorites. Okay, American Bulldog, not the short chubby one. American Bulldogs are tall, big dogs. Okay, they are Rottweiler-sized dogs. Okay, I had one whose name was Brutus. He lived to be 15. Okay, Brutus might be significant for your journey. And I've had a couple of boxers. Layla, I named her that on purpose. Ali daughter, right? Layla, right? Max, okay, and yeah, Brutus and Sadie. Okay, those have been my 4 dogs thus far. Okay, so I was recalled in the last 24 hours. I was recalled or called to go back to a journal. Those of you who are recent subscribers, I would say in the last 4 months. If you are new to the channel, first of all, thank you to all of our subscribers. But if you are new to the channel within the first 4 months of the year, within the last 4 months of the year, I shared my journals, and this is one of them. Okay, this journal here, like Enoch. Okay, this journal holds secrets, truths, not secrets. They're not hidden. I shared them. Downloads, esoteric, what have yous, alchemy, opportunities, things that I've alchemized in my life, stories, journeys, dreams, visions, etc. Okay, in these journals, and I have others here with me as well, but in these journals, Highest Divine White Light had me share the last 10 years of my journal entries with us. Those journal readings are available on the playlist on this channel. Okay, if you go to the playlist and look for the playlist that's my journals or journal journeys or something along those lines. Okay, it's the only title that would say have the word journal in it. Okay, or only playlist. But I was reminded in the last 24 hours of 2014. I had recently moved Judy to Florida. She was retiring, and I was reminded of a gentleman that we met on 4/18. I'm looking at the journal entry here. You see that? 4/18. Met this gentleman in a grocery store, specifically an Aldi. That is a German-based grocery store, but obviously they're all over the U.S. as well, or at least in lots of the U.S. Okay, Aldi. We were at this grocery store in Castleberry, Florida. Okay, and this gentleman comes up to us, and he begins sharing with us. He tells us who he is, and he begins sharing with us who he is, and how he was called to share some things with us. Okay, so he speaks to her, and he speaks to me, and this lasts for about 30 minutes. Okay, we're standing in the middle of this grocery store. All right. Give me just 1 second. And we're standing in the middle of this grocery store, and he began sharing with us these secrets, or again, I say secrets, they're not secrets, okay? But he begins sharing with us these things that he's been guided to share with us, okay? And so I wrote down, when I got back to the house, I wrote down some of these things, okay? And this is what the journal entry says. Today, while shopping with, it says my mother. I don't refer to her as that today. Okay, she's just someone who birthed me if she is the one who birthed me. That's all. That's who she is. I don't give her the mother title today because of her actions and choices. We met someone, I put prophet, concerning us. Okay, these are the things that he shared with me in regards to things that were going on at that time. Ironically, I was a year and 2 months into dialysis treatments. He said nothing about kidney transplant, nothing about dialysis, perhaps because he sensed that that wasn't a concern of mine. I don't know, right? But, okay, he told me that I had an evangelistic anointing. Okay, he told me that ultimately my role, my occupation is in full-time, he said ministry, okay? And full-time ministry doesn't mean a religious church, okay? Full-time ministry, let me find an example. Saint Germain was in full-time ministry. Saint Germain was not a part of the religious church, okay? In fact, he broke away from it and focused on, he often spoke of the age of Aquarius, which I am highly encouraged to speak about often. You often hear me talk about the age of Aquarius. Okay, you often hear me talk about that and how we are here in this lifetime, this generation. Yeah, this generation, not generation like Generation X, Generation Y. Those who are living at this time is what I mean when I say this generation. Okay, all of us, from the eldest person on this planet, whoever that is, okay, to the person who was just born within the last 30 seconds. We're all that generation. Okay, that generation. Okay. I often speak about the age of Aquarius and how we are here to help raise the vibration of the earth to get us to that point of the age of Aquarius. Okay. Oh, by the way, I don't think that's why I don't wear a shirt. I'm not wearing a shirt because it's hot. Okay. Again, in an RV, one of the 2 air conditioners work, as you can tell from the curtain thing that's moving, right? But even inside with that one unit and the back of the RV blocked off, it's still within the RV gets to north of 90 degrees when it's 105 degrees outside. Okay, that's just, yeah, all right? So, that's why I do not have a shirt on, okay? So, yes, and so he told me that I had this evangelistic anointing and that was going to be my ultimate full-time place. I was not to have any other occupation. At that time, I had stopped going to school. I couldn't finish pursuing my accounting degree because, again, I had fallen sick with this rare autoimmune virus caused by witchcraft done to me by the sperm donor, Kevin, and his minions, the women that he was a polygamist with. And that's the reason why I have 16 siblings, okay? There will be twins, okay? He told me that there was going to be twins in a marriage, okay? He told me that my wife, my true bride, would come at the end, okay? And I understand that today to be at the end of a karmic cycle. The 10-year karmic cycle, or 11-year karmic cycle, or 7-year karmic cycle, or 5-year karmic cycle. I have a couple of karmic cycles that are ending this year. You have a couple of karmic cycles that started at various points along your journey, your esoteric journey here in the physical, that are ending at various times. Some of them might be ending this year. All of them might be ending this year, okay? But he told me that my wife would come at the end. Okay, this is speaking to my divine masculine. Again, for those of us 1434 on the timer, for those of us who do not understand masculine or divine masculine and divine feminine, or masculine and feminine energy, every male and every female birth has both masculine and female and masculine and feminine energies. Okay, I just saw a tow truck go by with a car on it. Somebody's having their car repoed or picked up. That's the second vision of that, physical vision or happening of that in the last week. Last Saturday, a tow truck showed up to take one of the vehicles from the people I'm renting from. Their name is Aaron and Gail. To take one of their vehicles from that they've been trying to get rid of for 11 months. So again, there's another karmic cycle, or something that we've been trying to get rid of for 11 months or for some period of time is leaving right now, or will be very soon for you. Okay? So, yes, so he mentioned twins. He said the women that you have been involved with up until this point are counterfeits. Okay? Confirmation verb. The women that you've been dealing with up until this time are counterfeits. The women that you have been dealing with up until a point whenever you decide or start to close out that karmic cycle by functioning in your highest, truest self, being authentic, okay? Yes, all right? Also, I'm going to speak to distinguishing between and identifying karmic relationships, indicators, karmic relationships, and divine relationships, okay? The only divine relationship is not the one you will marry. You will have other divine relationships along the way. Platonic relationships. You have divine platonic relationships as well. Okay? All right. He talks about me being given a vehicle. He mentioned an Escalade. Again, if it's for the family, that's great. I am a single man. I am also celibate. Okay, by the way, 2 years. Third stint. The first two, again, 3 years each. Okay, the first was from 2007 to 2010. The next was from 2012 to 2015. The next was 2011 to 2014. Yeah, 2011 to 2014. Okay. Then this one started, of course, in 2022. Okay. I have not known a woman since 2022. Okay, so he told me, he said, wherever you spend your time is what will get your attention. Okay, so whoever you spend your time with, divine masculine, divine feminine, that is where your attention will be. You can't help it. That's just how it is. Okay, even if your mind, your mind subconsciously is not there, you are there, so that is what gets your attention. Because, yeah, okay, you can't be in one place and yet not be there. Okay, you can't do that. He talked about a trip to Ohio. That trip happened just a couple of months later when I was asked to go to Ohio, then to Detroit, Michigan, to testify against the sperm donor, right? And that trip put him away for 40 to 60 years. You can look his name up. Kevin, middle name Nehru, Thomas, Michigan. Look it up, okay? You can also look up the case file, okay? He's serving 40 to 60 years in a Michigan State prison, okay? I think he's in Saginaw, if that helps, all right? And then, again, he says, my place is full-time ministry, no other occupation, okay? Then the following 2 days later was the very first service that Judy and I was at the Rock of Central Florida together, 420. Okay, 420. So, what are some things, some ways that we can recognize karmic energy in the relationships that help us distinguish from those from divine relationships. And again, platonic or romantic, it doesn't matter. Okay? So, a couple of things I want to mention. It's 1:24 on the timer and 102 degrees. Want to mention, let me see what this says. Oh, it was about a song about happiness or something. So, a couple of things, okay? And I compare this to my situation and relationships that I've had in the past, okay? So, a couple of things, okay? Look at your situation from before you went, or your life before you went into a relationship with that individual, okay? So I was connected to someone for a couple of years, and I'll speak to other relationships as well. I was connected to someone for a couple of years. When I went into that relationship, I was at my healthiest. I was a couple of years post-kidney transplant. They transplant again 7/7/17. That's documented. I don't make shit up that I share on this channel. Nothing. Okay? After dialysis for 4.5 years. When I met them, it was 2018. It was for business purposes, helping them create a business. Again, I was a tax accountant, so I helped establish businesses. I was a registered agent in the state of Florida, and so I would help businesses, help individuals start up businesses and that sort of thing. And I would get them registered with the state, blah, blah, blah. So, that's how I originally met her in 2018. Okay? I didn't think anything of her. I didn't find her particularly attractive. I didn't think about her after we met in 2018 or anything like that. Okay? I took it as a business meeting, me with her best friend, whose name is Justina. That, again, I only mention names because that might be significant for you. Okay? And so they're both Scorpios, by the way. Okay? So they're sun signs. And so when I reached out to her again, I was needing some tax help the following tax season. And then she reached out to me that year. She did not help during that tax season, but she reached out to me at some point during the year about something in regards to the Rock of Central Florida. Okay? And she was not a part of that house yet. I had already been a part of that house. And by 2019, I had already been a part of that house for 17 years. 17 might be significant for you. Again, transplant 2017. Okay? And I was born at 1:07 in the afternoon. That's a 17. Okay? So, when I met her, or when we started talking again after she reached out to me about some information about the Rock of Central Florida, she was not yet a part of that house. She was still a part of MANA, which is a religious organization, the Rock is too, another organization in Deltona, Florida. Florida, Deltona might be significant for you, your journey, what have you. And I say Deltona because that's not the only Deltona, okay? Orlando, Florida is not the only Orlando in the United States. There are other cities called name Orlando. Okay. So, when I started dating her, I was at my healthiest, at my fittest at that time. I am more fit today than I was back then. I'm just not as muscular. So I've lost muscle density, in part, obviously, because when you sit in 90-degree weather, I mean, you're going to burn calories without even doing anything, because that's just the way the body functions. Okay, so I've lost muscle density in that sense then, but I was well on my way. I was a year into my business ownership. Again, after the transplant, and I had built that business in 12 months. I had built a six-figure accounting and tax practice in 12 months. Okay, 12 months without a college degree. Again, I got sick and ended up doing 4.5 years of dialysis. And so I took courses and things like that online and that sort of thing, but I did not finish my degree, okay, because of that illness. So 6 figures, okay, in 12 months. And so when I met her, things were going real well. When we started seeing one another around October of 19, things were going really, really well. And I share these details with you so that you can go back and map, and so that you can distinguish, again, karmic relationships from divine relationships in whatever facet, phase, or whatever they are to you, whatever they need to be to you, okay? So things were going really, really well. Again, physically, I had moved into a townhouse, gated community, really, really nice. That place was like my own paradise. It was just a very beautiful, peaceful place for me. It really, really was. And it was just a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhouse, but it was great for me. It was perfect, okay? My office was in Daytona. I did not mind driving. That house was in Sanford, Florida. I did not mind driving 33 miles. 33 miles from Sanford, Florida to Daytona Beach, Florida, where my office was. 33 miles. I was birthed on the 333rd day of the year. Okay, that happens to be 11/29. Okay, so again, I mentioned all of this so hopefully it helps you to filter through all of the garbage that tries to come into your life, or that you've allowed. Again, I allowed her into my life. I can't deny that. Okay, I take full accountability and responsibility. I allowed her into my life, into my space. Okay, and in fact, I moved in with her in December, I believe. Yeah, around December of, yeah, that year. Things were fast. Again, that's another indication that that's a wrong relationship, when things move fast like that. Okay, right? It's one thing if you move in with someone. It's another thing if you date someone, right? But when you move in with someone, you're dating someone, and I mean, you're giving up everything. Here's an indication: you're giving up everything, and they've given up nothing. That is a karmic relationship. I gave up my place, okay, to move in with her. Okay, I gave up my sanctuary to move in with someone else. Okay, that's not to say it's a bad thing. All things with intuition, right? So, or not always a bad thing. So, once I did that, things started to go downhill very quickly. I moved in with her in December. Pay attention to your body within these, once you connect with these relationships, to determine whether or not they are divine or karmic. Okay? Once I moved in with her in February, going into that tax season of 2020, also that was obviously the year of the pandemic launch, I got shingles, okay, in February. So I went through that tax season at the beginning of it for the first 30 days or so dealing with shingles, okay. Again, 29 minutes exactly on the timer when I looked up there. 29 minutes. What did I say my birth date was? And that's an 11, master number 11, November 29 and 74, 33, master builder 33. Okay? I don't make it up. I don't make it up. I didn't pick the date. It was picked for me esoterically. Divine Highest White Light said, on this date, on the second lunar moon of 1974, this seed will be birthed into this earth. And bloop, here I am, right? Or there I was. And so when you get connected to new individuals, new spirits, that's really what they are. Don't look at them as humans. When you get connected to new spirits, pay attention to what changes around you. Are you more blessed, or do you go into a deficit? Do you go into a decline? Okay? Shingles is an indication of an autoimmune decline. Okay? I need to look up here, but I don't like looking up there. It seems weird to look up there. I like looking down there. I don't know. There might be something about looking into your eyes, looking into the eyes of the whoever. It might be something about that. Okay? And so pay attention to what changes around you when you invite these men, women, these spirit beings into your life, to determine if it's a Zazel or if it's a Beliar, or if it's a Pep, or if it's Jezebel. Is it Lilith? Right? Recognize how your environment, your energy, your aura. We are going through what's your aura. Is that book still over here? Okay, we are going through this book right now and learning what our aura is and how to recognize not only our aura, but the aura of those who we come in contact with on this esoteric plane. Okay? So, pay attention to how your aura changes. Okay? I've always been an overgiver. She and others have been able to take advantage of that for a time and a season because I was an overgiver. Okay? Where was I going to go next? Oh, so yes. Okay, so pay attention to the way that things change. If you are a business owner, pay attention to the way your business goes. Does it increase when you connect with this individual, or does it decrease? My 6-figure accounting practice that I had built in 12 months, okay? And I started losing clients from 2021 on. It never got back to where it was in 4 years. It never got back to where it was in 2019. It never got back there. The success of the company, I even dissolved one company and started another, new EIN and everything. It never got back to where it was before I started dating her. Pay attention. These are things that people easily ignore, easily overlook. They just want to, why are things going bad? Why is this? Why is that? Right? This is the same type of mentality that keeps women connected to men that are kicking their ass, right? And it could be the woman today that kicks your ass, because today, again, the Eileen Warnoses of the world, okay? And again, these individuals could be doing witchcraft behind your back, or the Gwen Shamblings, right? These individuals, these are evil, demonic, Luciferian women, men, okay? And for the women, the men, okay? They are Luciferian, Satanist, Hellenistic men, okay? If they beat their chest and say, I'm the man, you do what I say, this is my house, even though you moved them into your house, woman. Come on, come on, come on. I'm trying to set people free. Okay? Harriet Tubman, that spirit is heavy with me, setting captives free. Harriet Tubman said this. She said, I could have set 1,000 more people free if only they had recognized that they were slaves. So how many more people would have been set free in whatever journey, in whatever time on this planet, through whatever process? How many more people could have been set free, not just with Harriet, but any other, if they had only recognized that they were slaves? How many more Muslims in the Nation of Islam would not have listened to Elijah Muhammad and unalived Malcolm X if they had realized that they were being slaves and they were being punked? They were being bitched, okay? They were being hoed, pimped out. How many How many, that one hits home, doesn't it? That one hits home. How many Muslims could have been set free from the lies, deceptions of Elijah Muhammad when he came against one, Malcolm X, a prophet who was actually a prophet of God and not of the Nation of Islam. Again, he did not come into his full awakening until he left the Nation of Islam. Okay? How many of them, including the shooters, would have been freed had they realized that they were being duped? How many? How many? How many? Recognizing the difference between karmic energy, I'm going to speak to Betty in a minute, karmic energy and divine relationships. Malcolm and Betty was a divine relationship. She was sent into his life as an angel to protect him. This is why she knew what the end was before he recognized it. This is why she was talking to him, trying to get him to see, because he was blinded because all of the bullshit that Elijah Muhammad was telling him. Until he came into the realization of, he's fucking all these women with all these kids all over the earth. Okay? I don't like this example or this metaphor, but this is what he says. Okay? Or at least in the movie. Okay? This is what we hear about. I don't know why my chin is itching. I don't know what that means. That's unusual. But he says, Solomon had 700 wives, but he's remembered to be the wisest man, and I hate that. I have conversations with highest divine white light. I hate the fact that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Lamech, David, I hate the fact, Solomon, I hate the fact that these polygamists get put in the spotlight despite their misdeeds. I can't stand that shit. I hate it. Okay? I hate it with a passion. I cannot stand that. And that is such a bullshit ass excuse to allow someone to do karmic shit. That is a bullshit ass excuse. I was going to say bullhead ass excuse. It is a bullhead ass excuse. To allow someone to say, it's okay, since you're doing all this good, it's okay if you go around doing this with other men's wives and sending them off to war to be killed. It's okay if you're going around sleeping with all these people, but yet you're preaching celibacy and you're saying a man should be the man of one wife and blah, blah. It's okay if you're doing all that because you are doing other things too that are good. No, absolutely not. That is the glass being half full and the glass is not being filled. Okay? That is a stagnant, half-filled glass. That's Genesis to Revelation. That book is a stagnant, half-filled glass full of truths and a lot of lies and a lot of manipulation. Okay? Again, that's why man didn't include everything that it needed to. That's why none of the book of Enoch is widely distributed. That's why. That's why the infancy of Yeshua isn't widely spread. Why? Because it talks about him being birthed into this place, into this earth, as a talking infant with his mother Mary, talking as I am, talking. Okay? I was walking at 7 months. I wonder what other things. Yes, 7 months. I'm wondering what other things happened during my infancy that I may never know about because Judy and Kevin keeps those things from me. Okay? Because they knew I was of Ptah. They knew I was Lyri, L-Y-R-I. They knew I was a descendant of Yeshua. They knew I was a Gaia beacon. They knew I was an extraterrestrial. They knew these things about me. Divine masculines, divine feminines, the earth, the people in it, they know who you are. They know who you are. This is why they come against you so hard. They know who you are. Okay? If you know for a fact that your journey has not been difficult because of your own deeds, and you're wondering like, what the hell is this? For a long time, I wondered, confirmation, Bert. I didn't wonder. I didn't think about the relationships that I was connected with, and I didn't think about those things, okay? When I was sent to the Rock of Central Florida out of the military, ironically from Arizona, to the Rock of Central Florida in 2003, there's a 3, I didn't think about, I accepted them, Steve and Lee Parker, Kimberly Parker, I accepted them, their house, their teachings and whatever wholeheartedly. I knew I was sent there. What I did not know is that I was going to have my Elijah Muhammad experience with Stephen Lee Parker. That happened in 2022. 2. Okay? It's 1:44 on the clock. Talk about 222s. Okay? Or 22s. So, I went in, if you know you go into situations genuinely, okay? It was 48 on the timer. You go into situations genuinely, and you really, because your intentions are pure, divine masculine, divine feminine, and then you look and you wonder, what is this? What is going on? Okay? You have to take inventory of your own life. We talk about taking inventory in this aura book. Take an energy inventory. See that? Okay? So taking inventory of your energy and the energy around you. Okay, so again, how does business go? Did you lose your job and then couldn't find employment shortly after you got connected to them? Has it been difficult to pay your bills since you brought them into your life? Pay attention to the way that these ebb and flows go. Pay attention. Okay, I'm talking about discerning between evil relationships, karmic relationship, dark relationships, and light relationships, divine relationships. Okay? So, another, the way that your children act. Okay? When this individual is around. Okay? The way that your pets act. Pets are far more grounded than human beings are generally, unless you are doing your grounding grounding work. Okay? So, you spend time in nature with Gaia, you spend time in nature. I stand on the grass barefoot. That's how I ground myself. That's how I anchor myself. My root chakra and that's how I do that. By the way, you have not only the 7 root chakras, so we're talking about the crown, the third eye, the throat chakra, the solar plexus or the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the solar, I'm doing it all wrong. I'm pointing to things and saying different things. So the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra. Not only do you have these here, which is the image we most see along the front of the body, you have them on your feet. Okay? You have them on your feet. So, on the bottoms of your feet, your heel, okay, is your root chakra. Okay? In the middle where your arch is, okay, there's a chakra there. Big toe, chakra there. Index toe, whatever, I don't know what they're called. Index toe, there. Third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Those are chakra points, all of them. So when you stand on the ground, not only bare feet, not only, and I'm not talking about on cement, I'm talking about in the dirt, in the grass, okay? Not only are you grounding your root chakra, but your other 6 main chakras are also being grounded through your feet. Okay? That might be a spiritual nugget for someone. Okay? So if you don't want to do meditation, or you get bored with laying down and doing meditations or sitting up and doing meditations, walk outside and stand in the grass. Walk barefoot in the grass. In Arizona, I definitely wouldn't recommend the cement. You would suffer some level of a burn, probably, okay, in the summertime. All right. I'm looking in the journal here. I just turned to a page. So, yes, so recognizing these energies and whether or not they are light or dark, okay, is extremely significant in your finances, in your mood, okay? Are you happy with these individuals? Do you constantly bicker back and forth? Okay? It's safe to say, and I even hate to say this, I'll be honest with you, because I'm a perfectionist. I hate to even say this. No relationship goes without a disagreement. However, a disagreement is a disagreement from time to time, or a compromise is very, very different than a constant yelling at each other every day, constant come home every day, right? And that's what that relationship that I'm referring to when we started dating each other in 2019, that's what that ended up being, to the point to where Highest Divine White Light struck a tree down in her yard. In the middle of the day, during a heated argument her and I was having. It was not raining outside. Struck the tree right down the middle. A healthy tree. Okay? So, when we start paying attention to these synchronicities in life, whether the synchronicity is, see my nose is itching? Synchronicity saying yay or nay, no matter what the synchronicity is saying, we need to pay attention to that. And it would behoove us to do so. Because if you do not, you are doomed to repeat it. And what I like to always say is, the same skirt or pants keeps showing up in your life to teach you the same lesson until you get it. So if I did not get that lesson from that Scorpio, if I did not get that lesson from Steve, guess what? There would be somebody else who would be standing at a door at some point in the future, ding dong, knocking on it or something, to teach me that lesson again. But I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay? So I'm not doomed to repeat any of those cycles. That's why they're being closed out in the year of 8. 2024, the year of 8. New beginnings. The year of 8. What's the 8th day of the week? A new week. Okay? So, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Let me take a moment and see if there's anything else Highest Divine White Light would like to share. Let me go ahead and grab. Let me take a look at this book for a second. Is that focusing? 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. I knew a gentleman whose name was Chopra. His name is Rick, R-I-C. He lives in Florida. The law of karma, I just turned to this page, look. And it happens to be the 3rd section. Again, I can't make shit up that I say. I'm telling you. I am who I am. You see that? Okay? Let's take a look and see what it says. The law of karma, or cause and effect. How appropriate. The 3rd spiritual law of success is the law of karma, or cause and effect. Karma is both action and consequence of that action. Everyone has heard the expression, what you sow is what you reap. If we want to create happiness in our lives, we must learn to sow the seeds of happiness. Therefore, the law of karma implies the action of conscious choice making. When we choose actions that bring happiness and success to others, the fruit of our karma is happiness and success. By the way, that's dharma, not karma. Okay? They use the word karma because karma is more well known. Most people don't know what dharma is. They don't know that it's the other side of karma. Again, for every light thing, there's a dark thing. There's a God, a divine being, and there's a devil. Okay? There's a rose and there's a thorn. There are thorns on that rose. Everything. There's an angel and there's a devil. There's masculine and there's feminine. Everything, and that's duality. Everything has divine right. Keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. Everything, duality. Okay? In every moment, we have access to an infinity of choices. This is true. Some choices are made consciously while others are made unconsciously. That's not good. Unfortunately, a lot of our choices are, here we go, made unconsciously. I've never read this. I bought it, but I've never. Today is just opportune time. Poignant. And therefore, we don't think they are choices, and yet they are. As a result of conditioning, our choices are often triggered by people and circumstances in predictable outcomes. I am reminded right now, I didn't plan on this video going on this long, but so be it. I am reminded of the child, again, who's told, you don't matter, children are just sit down, shut up, children are to be seen and not heard, your opinion doesn't matter, and what seeds that sows subconsciously into that child and leads them into an adulthood of being afraid to speak up. So what happens? When they get raped, they don't tell the authorities. Why? Because your opinion doesn't matter. You are to be seen and not heard. Nobody cares what the fuck you think. Sit down. Go shut up. You have nothing to say. You don't know anything. You're just a kid. What if St. Mary would have told Jesus, Yeshua, I don't like Jesus, told Yeshua, you don't know what you're talking about. Go sit down. You're talking to me at 2 months. Psst, I'm 20. I know more than you. What if St. Mary would have told Yeshua, who came here for the consummation of man back to Yahweh, highest divine white light, Lord of the spirits? What if she did that? She would have forfeited her purpose and not have been an ascended master as she is today. St. Mary. Okay? Again, that relationship, even though that's a platonic relationship, hopefully not a romantic one, between a parent and a child, even in that situation, the child needs to know if the child could know, the child should know. The child needs to know that you matter, your voice needs to be heard, and you are far more essential to this journey than your sperm donor and egg bearer has made you to believe. You are far more significant. I'm going to look into the camera for this one. You are far more significant than your sperm donor and your ovary donor, carrier, womb carrier, whatever, than they told you. You are far more significant than that. If they sowed the seeds of doubt that you don't matter, your voice doesn't need to be heard, and you don't know anything. Children are far more esoteric and knowledgeable than we are as adults, typically, until we have to go through spiritual awakenings and dark nights of the soul to get rid of all the bullshit that we've been through over years and years, decades and decades, lifetimes and lifetimes. Okay, we have to go through a cleansing process. Children are birthed here spiritually mature. I will forever say it, just to remind the parents, especially the karmic ones, who do not allow their children to live out their highest, purest, truest self and train them in the way that they should go. Not the way you think they should go. Don't try to tell your son or daughter, you need to be a doctor, you need to get a good job, you need to... No, you need to pay attention to them and see what gets their attention. And then you need to guide them in that way. If they're imaginative, allow them to be imaginative and just sit there and watch them. And just observe what they're saying, how they're interacting with their make-believe friends. They're not make-believe, they're real. With their esoteric friends, pay attention to those. Just see how they're acting. See what they say to them. What are they communicating? What are they saying? What's their, as they play with the blocks, what are they saying? What are they doing? Okay? Pay attention to those things, the talents, the gifts and abilities, creativeness that they have. Again, autistic children are the most created angels on this planet. Planet. Okay? Plant it. In every moment, we have access. Yes. In every moment, we have access to. I already read that. If I were to insult you, you would most likely make the choice of being offended. But the offense comes to reveal. If I say something and someone's offended by it, anybody says something, and you're offended by it, that is a revealing. Okay? That is a revealing. If someone comes up to me and says, "You ain't nothing but a sorry ass nigga," you know what I'll say to them? I said, "You a dumbass, ignorant motherfucker." And I have nothing else to say to them. I wouldn't get mad. I wouldn't get upset. I wouldn't get anything, because I know, first of all, I'm not one of those. And second of all, I know for sure I'm not dumb or ignorant. Okay? So, yeah, okay. You say that? Okay, whatever. You'll find out. Why would I get upset about that? What they've said to me don't mean a damn thing. Okay? I wouldn't get upset and bothered by that, because I know it's not the truth. If I were to pay you a compliment, you would most likely make the choice of being flattered. But think about it. You could make the choice of being offended by an insult. You could make the choice of not being offended by an insult. See? You could make the choice of not letting a compliment flatter you either. Okay? I've always been one who was always unsure about how to take compliments. I've always been that way. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I've always been that way. Right? Only with those, and there's few, closest to me, there's no one today physically. Confirmations. No one physically close enough to me today to give me a compliment that would flatter me. Okay? Because in order for me to be flattered by a compliment, that person would have to mean something to me. Again, getting back to karmic relationships and auras and divine relationships and auras. That person would have to mean something. So when I was a tax accountant, I like bow ties. I do vests and bow ties all day. I love the bow ties. I love vests. I like vests. Now, I'm not necessarily, I wear jackets, but I'm not a suit jacket wearing person. I prefer just the vest. Okay? And someone would be like, "Wow, you look nice today." And I'd be like, "Oh, thanks." To me, it was nothing. That compliment didn't mean anything, because it was, they didn't hold confirmation. They didn't hold that place in my life. Like, you think I look nice, but what does that compliment really mean to me? Okay? Now, if I was dating someone and I came into the house or went by their office or whatever, and they were like, "Wow, you look nice today," I'd be like, "Oh, thank you." What are you doing after lunch? But that's different, because that individual holds a different place in their perspective of me. Okay? It holds greater weight. And again, whether that is rightfully given to them, that place, or if it's a place that's karmically given to them. Okay? The best way to use karmic law is to step back and witness the choices you are making in every moment. When you make any choice, ask yourself two things. What are the consequences of this choice? And will the choice I'm making bring happiness to me and to those around me? So, talk about polyamorous and polygamous situations. So polyamorous is a woman that has multiple men. Polygamist is a man who has multiple women. So, let me ask you a question. If you agree upon these relationships, okay? Highest divine white light commanded it be man and woman, and you are to multiply to populate this planet. Okay? Reproduce to populate this planet. Let me ask you a question. Does a clit to clit produce a starseed or a light worker? So why is that accepted? Why? Does a dick to dick relationship produce a starseed? An earth angel. So why is it accepted? Widely accepted. Why is transgender, why is that accepted if highest divine white light is perfect and all that he's created is perfect? If he created the earth and all that its beasts, waters, land masses, firmament of the earth, if he created all of this, birds of the air, beasts of the land and water, if he created all of this, okay, sea monsters, okay, if he created all of this in 6 days and said that it is good, sun, moon, light, day, night, if he created all of this and said that it is good, and he created man, and he created woman from man's womb, let me ask you a question. Does he make mistakes? And if he doesn't, the answer is no. If he doesn't, then why do we accept transgender? Why do we support LBGTQYHPOMUICA? Why do we accept those? Collective, why? Why do we accept those things? If he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, that is between Genesis and Revelation. That you can read through that religious book. If he destroyed that because of their sexual misdeeds, why do we accept these relationships and these individuals today who flaunt themselves as something that they were not created to be? Why do we accept, if we are talking about the supreme being, highest divine white light, Yahweh, God, Elohim, El Shaddai, Lord of the spirits, God of all the universe, Most High, whatever, if we accept this deity and its perfection of this place and perfection of man when he created man and woman, why do we accept them? Why? Why? This is not against the lesbian, and this is a supernatural thing. This is a question, a spiritual question that I am asking. Okay? Why do we support Candace Parker? P. Diddy, Sean Combs, why? Epstein, Oprah, why? And I mention her because she's connected to him. It's gonna blow the doors off this bitch when we find out that her school in Africa is a sex trafficking place. Why do we support these James Clevelands? Why do we support these Creflo Dollars? Why do we support these individuals who propagate themselves? Alexa, tell me, what is a spiritual bottom feeder?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a bottom feeder is
Alexa,
a person who likely...
Alexa, tell me, what is a spiritual bottom feeder?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a bottom feeder is a person who likely has very low morals or personal standards and typically thrives on negativity and hurtful feelings or situations.
Alexa, what is a spiritual bottom feeder?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a bottom feeder is a person who likely has...
Okay, so she's not picking up however I asked the question before, she gives a different answer, but she speaks to a spiritual bottom feeder being someone who uses religion to manipulate others in order to get what they want. They prey on the innocent individuals specifically through spiritual or religious means Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. Preys on these individuals in order to get what they want. Okay? That is what a spiritual bottom feeder is. Okay? So, let us be aware of the difference and the changes within our aura, the changes within our environment. What are you giving up in order to be in that relationship? And is that for your good, or is that for your demise? What are you giving up? Okay? Are they adding to your life? Is it just sex? Is it just money? Or are they really helping you truly become your highest, purest, truest self? Are they bringing you into addiction? Are they having you share in their addictions? What are they doing to help, or are they helping you rid yourself of your addictions? What are they doing to help you? Okay? Let us be more diligent about these types of ships, no matter the type of ship. Again, romantic, platonic, monogamous or not. If it's not monogamous, I can tell you for sure that that is something you need to get out of. Okay? Highest divine white light would never have you be in a polyamorous or polygamous situation, ever, ever. No more than he would encourage you to go steal something. Okay? He would never do that. Never, never, never. He would cause you to deal with whatever poverty situation you're dealing with, and then he would bring to you a promise that he will raise you up again one day, Job. But Job did not go steal in order to get or make the promise of highest divine white light be fulfilled in his life. No. I gave up everything I owned away. Everything. My most loved possessions. Paintings, clothes, Sadie, car, motorcycle, golf clubs. I gave everything away, and those are the most important things. I gave all those things away. Not in that order. Sadie's at the top. There's no question about it. Okay? In giving all those things away, I did not rape and pillage anybody else's house to get things back. Okay? I packed a suitcase, and that is what I have with me today. Okay? So thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. Again, highly, highly focused on our divine masculine and divine feminine coming together in divine unions for those of us who are in position and ready for this union. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of tarot cards just to confirm the energy. Okay? So thank you so much, highest divine white light, for this day. Again, thank you for all of the spiritual downloads. My ancestor, I split the deck, and look. Split the deck and look. Judgment and the devil. I split the deck. Judgment and the devil. So thank you so much, highest divine white light, for all that you are doing through the collective, not just me, but through all of us who are functioning in our highest, purest, truest form on YouTube, on X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, wherever you might be doing, your website, wherever you are. Okay. I'm not going to mention her name, but sending out special love to one in particular. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I have no idea if they're a part of my subscribers or not. We picked up 3 subscribers so far today also, by the way. That's significant. 177. Okay. So let's find out. Again, I do 3 shuffles. So highest divine white light, can we have 3 cards? Universe, Horus, may we have 3 cards? Just to confirm the message for today. Just to confirm the message for today. Or right now. Okay, there's one. Flew on the floor. Oh! Ooh, come, boy. Ooh. Here we go. Let me get this card. Boy. Let me just tell you, thank you. Highest divine white light. Perfect in all your ways. Perfect in all your ways. Perfect. So, we have the Page of Wands, and we have the Five of Cups, and we have the Lovers. Lovers, is that focus? Page of Wands. That Page of Wands speaks to new adventures, by the way. New adventures. Brand new page. Blank page. Blank page. Blank canvas. We can create as we desire, divine masculine, divine feminine. We can create as we desire. Five of Cups. Change. Change. Check out that Lover's card. What are we talking about on this video? I love it. So thank you so much as always for being a part of the channel. My name is Nehru. This is Esoteric Guidance, here helping us all become our highest, purest, truest version of ourselves possible. Thank you so much, and as always, be encouraged.